11 Mississippi nursing homes are now at risk of closure because of Donald Trump's Medicaid cuts in the Big Beautiful Bill. Now, these numbers are, of course, staggering. $880 billion in Medicaid cuts over the next 10 years. And now you have Mississippi's elderly population getting thrown under the bus while Republicans called it beautiful. Yes, that's right. So let's talk about what at risk actually means. These are not potential closures down the road. These facilities are already hemorrhaging money. Medicaid was their primary funding source. When you cut $880 billion from healthcare funding, you're not reducing waste, you are cutting care for actual people. Mississippi's elderly population, of course, is particularly vulnerable. We're talking about people who chose to be in assisted living because they need that help. They need help with basic functions for living. And now the funding is gone. It's not about the budget, okay? It is about politicians, Republicans, playing with people's lives. The Big Beautiful Bill doesn't just cut Medicaid, okay? It shifts those costs to the families, to the states, and the facilities themselves. When Mississippi families are already struggling with inflation and the cost of health care, Republicans are demanding that they pick up that money. And do it yourself. This isn't by accident, it's by design. It is the systemic destruction of public health care. Trump and Republicans, they know what they're doing. Medicaid cuts force states to choose between funding these nursing homes or funding other things. Again, this is what block grants are about as well. They take that money and they can use it for whatever. They don't have to use it on that particular thing that, they said. You don't have to use it on Medicaid. You could use it to plug your state's budget holes or give tax cuts to rich people. That's what they do, okay? And they're forcing these states to choose between taking care of the elderly or doing infrastructure or doing schools. The economic modeling showed that this will cause about $154 billion in state GDP losses by 2029. That is nearly 20% more than the federal government reportedly saves. But here's what really, really matters about this, okay? Republicans, once again, they're creating artificial healthcare crises and then pointing to those crises as evidence that the government just doesn't work. We're going to have to privatize this, man. And that's how you go about it. You defund these programs until they collapse and then sell people a solution that involves giving money to private corporations. The companies profit, of course, the elderly suffer, and taxpayers pay regardless. Follow the money and you see who's actually driving this, right? Healthcare corporations, pharmaceutical companies, they love these Medicaid cuts because it forces people into their for-profit systems where they can charge whatever they want. No competition for publicly funded alternatives means higher prices for everyone else. Meanwhile, Mississippi families are told to take personal responsibility. While Republicans eliminate their healthcare options, they want you to blame individuals for systemic policy failure. But you can't take responsibility for, funding $880 billion in cuts through higher prices and fewer choices. Can't do it. Can't do it. Now, the cruel part here, and it's all cruel, right? These are seniors who generally worked their entire lives. They paid into Medicare and Social Security and now are told that their health care isn't efficient enough for Republican donors' tax cuts, okay? This is how they treat people who helped build this country, who did everything that they're supposed to do. Look, 11 Mississippi nursing home closures isn't just, random numbers on a spreadsheet, okay? Again, this is seniors losing their health care, okay? It's families losing their peace of mind. Communities losing infrastructure. Republicans are screwing over elderly people so that they can use that extra money to, fund tax cuts for billionaires. This is what happens when you elect people who see public services as nothing more than profit centers instead of human necessities. This crisis is manufactured. The victims are real, and the solution is not more privatization. It's getting rid of anyone who treats healthcare like a budget line item instead of what it really is, a human right. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.